Basically, from what I caught on the radio is that they dispatched North Olmsted cars to respond to Giant Eagle, that there was a female stabbing patrons at Giant Eagle. And then that was like the initial call that had come out.
And how far away were you geographically?
I was probably approximately maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles from that location.
All right. And did you respond directly then to Giant Eagle?
I did.
Do you work with a partner?
As a detective, or on the day when I was working my traffic detail?
Well, I guess as a detective, do you?
No, as a detective, we help each other out depending what it is, but we normally work in individual groups.
June 3rd in the afternoon is your traffic detail. What's your answer there?
I'm sorry?
On June 3rd as a traffic detail officer, were you working with a partner then?
No, I was by myself.
Right. So when you respond 1 mile or 2 from
Yes.
Giant Eagle, what do you see when you come upon that store?
So when I arrived on scene, a number of my colleagues, I observed them working on our victims, Mrs. Woods and Julian Woods. After I observed that initially, there were several of our officers there. There were a number of detectives and officers from our neighboring city, Westlake Police Department. We, along with Westlake, myself and detectives from Westlake, then went into Giant Eagle because of the call had come out that there was possibly multiple victims. So we went in to clear Giant Eagle in search of possible victims, and we checked the area, checked Giant Eagle. Everything was secure and clear at that time.
Were you aware if there was a suspect for this crime?
At that time, along with the officers rendering, at some point in time, yes, while in Giant Eagle, it had come over that the defendant, Mrs. Ellis, was taken into custody.
And were you aware of the weapon that was utilized?
At that moment, no, but just briefly when I had observed, it was obvious that there was, either a stabbing or something to that effect. With the nature of the call when it came out that multiple people were stabbed, that was my insinuation as to what occurred.
All right. So after you clear the scene within Giant Eagle, what is your next step?
So after clearing that with the assistance of Westlake PD, I then made contact with, I believe her name was Nikki. She was the team leader or the manager working that day. We immediately go back to the back stock area of Giant Eagle where they have their video surveillance. I briefly, myself and Officer Petrie, who's our evidence technician, responded back there. She then started pulling up video, and at that time we were trying to establish a timeline as to when Miss Ellis had entered Giant Eagle and basically forming a timeline as to what had taken place.
And were you in fact able to make that timeline?
Yes, and then during that short time, we were able to find Miss Ellis walking into the Giant Eagle through the south doors. At that time, you could see, you watch the video where she kind of circles around, walks towards the customer service area. After walking past customer service, as Miss Woods and Julian are heading, you could see that the defendant, Bionca Ellis, then observed them, because you could see the turn and how she kind of turned and looked at them and pretty much did a about face, then starts walking alongside them.
So did you come to learn whether or not this defendant went to any other businesses before she went to Giant Eagle?
Yes, I had learned that during that time when we were obtaining that, I was in contact with detectives from Westlake PD, who again were assisting us. They had told me that...
And I'll sustain. So what others told you can't be given here as hearsay. So I'll go back and let Ms. Patel ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
What did you learn about the defendant's whereabouts prior to her going to Giant Eagle?
So I had learned that she had initially started from the Volunteers of America, and where she had selected the knives, then walked out with the knives. I had learned that after she walked out of the Volunteers of America, she then walked into Things Outlet, which is right next to it. Walked into Things Outlet, kind of stood there, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, less than a minute. Walked out of Things Outlet. She's observed on video coming out of there, taps the knives on a concrete pillar, drops one of the knives, continues walking from Things Outlet and continues into Giant Eagle, entering through the south entrance.
All right. So going back to Volunteers of America, when you learned that she was in that store, did you go to that store at any point?
I did, and shortly after leaving Giant Eagle, I did go into Volunteers of America, where I made contact with Diana.
Okay. And did you obtain a written statement from Diane at Volunteers of America?
Yes, and at that time, I had obtained both a written and a verbal statement from Diana.
And from Diane, were you able to obtain surveillance from her business?
Yes, so we had worked on getting surveillance, and I did, with Diane's assistance, that following day, which would have been the 4th, we obtained video surveillance from Volunteers of America from her operational manager, Robert.
Okay. And you collected this surveillance, correct?
Correct.
And did you have the opportunity to review the surveillance?
I did.
Okay. So if I played for you some clips from that surveillance in court today, would you be able to identify it for us?
Yes.
All right. So, Your Honor, I'm pleading for this witness, what's been marked as State's Exhibit 182. Detective, do you recognize what I put up on the screen here?
Yes.
And what is it that we are looking at?
That is the interior of the Volunteers of America.
All right.
And if I'm looking at that correctly, that's going to be the kitchen knife area aisle, where you could observe Miss Ellis now sifting through the knives.
Okay. And why was it important for you to collect this surveillance?
It was important because we're trying to establish a timeline as to what had occurred prior to the incident.
And I don't know if you can see, it's a little faint. Do you see timestamp up top on this exhibit?
My eyes aren't that good, so no, I cannot. I could see a time, but I couldn't tell you exactly what that is.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, could the witness step down just so we can identify the timestamp?
Sure.
Thanks.
Why don't you just gauge at it and then come on back and...
And for the record, I've stopped this video at the 1 minute, 3 second mark.
So the timestamp is June 3rd, 2024, 2:53 p.m. and looks like 16 seconds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm resuming playing State's Exhibit 180. Did you speak with anybody else at Volunteers of America when you obtained this? Do you recall?
Just Diana.
And what did we
Well, for the record, you mentioned someone named Robert.
Robert was the following day, Your Honor, and that's who I obtained the video from that following day.
Okay. I thought that's what she asked you. Go ahead.
Now remember, that video is of the defendant in the store before she went to the grocery store sorting through knives. That's where she got the knife that she had in her hand, wielding it when she went into the grocery store. Stay tuned. We're going to have more testimony in the toddler stab murder trial for Bionca Ellis. We'll be right back.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, a brutal attack in broad daylight leads to the tragic death of a 3-year-old. We'll break down today's testimony in the toddler stabbed murder trial.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
A wife accused of murdering her prominent attorney husband, and the defense involves blaming her own sons?
Victim to verdict with Ted Rowlands. New episode Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Welcome back. We are in Ohio for the toddler stab murder trial of the defendant, Bionca Ellis. The 34-year-old is accused of stabbing and killing 3-year-old Julian Wood and injuring his mother outside of a grocery store in June of last year. Investigators say the victims were randomly targeted. The defense is trying to prove that Ellis was insane at the time of the attack. Let's go back inside the courtroom now. Still on the stand is the responding officer, Sergeant Luke Petrie, on direct examination. So
if I showed you a clip that corresponds to these photos, would you be able to describe it for us in court today?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'm going to play for this witness what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 193.
Okay.
Sergeant, do you recognize what's depicted on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. And what is this?
This is by the ATM area where the cashiers are at, and it has the subject walking, and then we'll cross paths with the victim, Julian.
Okay. I'm going to press play here. Sergeant, what did we just watch up on the screen?
We watched.
Yeah, so how about a sidebar just for all the lawyers for a minute?